Alex is my third child, my youngest son. He's 20 years old. He just returned back to VCU after having his car accident as a freshman. The car lost control and right north of Fredericksburg there crashed, and luckily it was about half a mile from the Hartwood Volunteer Fire Department. They did immediate resuscitation efforts and got the ambulance there and had him to Mary Washington in by 21 minutes, I was told, into the emergency room.
He was extremely injured at the scene to the point where they weren't sure if he even had passed at the scene. He was completely unconscious. He wasn't even moving or opening his eyes, and we started the investigation as soon as he arrived.
When I first called, being a physician, I said, what exactly does he have? You know, how bad is it? And he cut right to the chase. He pretty much said there couldn't have been any worse.
We are the only Level 2 trauma center within a 55-mile radius, and because we are a bedroom community to DC, as well as right here on 95, it's imperative that you have a trauma center of some sort.
Trauma center is a center that's designated by the state to treat patients with traumatic injuries of different types. Level 2 means we have all the services needed and all the specialists involved that could potentially be involved in their care.
I mean, we were just so lucky that they were there and they're a trauma too, and that they just, you know, knew what they were doing and got him the care that he needed as soon as he needed it.
My number one priority as the charge nurse at that time, while my team was stabilizing Alex as the patient, was to get a hold of his mother. When I finally got her on the phone, I was able to request that she come from Winchester all the way down to Fredericksburg because their son was in critical condition.
We were quite happy with the quick, speedy response in the emergency room. The communication from the emergency room was excellent. She told us all along the way. She told us, you know, things to keep us comfortable, both personally and clinically, with as much as she could. And then when we were in the ICU, they were very good in letting the whole family in. And so he spent 3 weeks at Mary Washington in the intensive care unit, and when he was stable enough for rehab, he was flown down to Atlanta, Georgia for his rehab.
I'm really excited that I'm going back to VCU. It could have been so much worse for me. They thought that it must have mostly been like brain damage, which is why my mom signed me up for a fractions math class as my first college thing at a community college. And then later that year I passed calculus. So I've certainly gone a long ways, you know.
We have a lot of patients come back a year after their injury and then they walk in. And that kind of reinforces, you know, our mission and keeps us going.
I was 8 months pregnant and a crying mess in the lobby because he just walked right on through and said, "Hi, I'm Alex," and I just was not prepared.
It was nice seeing all of their smiles, all of their reactions, because they were all so amazed with how well I was doing. It was a lot of thank yous because of where I ended up, you know, and which was in such a good spot, which is probably from them and how they cared for me.
He's doing amazing. I mean, I don't know really of anyone that had such severe injuries like Alex did that is to the point where he is now. You know, we were just so lucky that everything played out like it did and that we had Mary Washington there.
I'm pretty much back into life, into normal life. It just makes me so happy for how those people must have cared for me. It's because of them that I got where I am now.
It's funny how people say these bad things happen, but everything after the accident has been a good thing. Mary Washington Health Care is there when you need them. I'm very appreciative.